Welcome to this explainer. Okay, if you're a focused learner looking to master a new skill without all the typical frustration, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking a beginner's guide to ballroom dancing. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Ballroom dancing can seem completely intimidating at first glance, right? You see the intricate footwork, the flawless posture, the intense connection between partners. It's a lot. But I promise you, we are going to break it down so simply today. By focusing on just a few core fundamentals and understanding the unique personalities of these dances, you'll see just how accessible this whole world really is. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our clear roadmap for today. We'll start by demystifying ballroom dancing, then explore the smooth and flowing styles, move on to the rhythmic and expressive styles, and finally, we'll build your first practice plan. I promise this is going to make learning these dances incredibly manageable. All right, Section 1, Demystifying Ballroom Dancing. Before we even think about specific styles or music, let's establish the basic house rules that apply to literally every dance we'll cover today. What's really cool here is how low the barrier to entry actually is. You don't need to be an acrobat. The true secret to starting your ballroom journey comes down to just 3 core requirements: relaxed posture, consistent timing, and simple step patterns you can repeat. That's it. If you can focus on these 3 pillars, you're already halfway there. So let's talk about our first major concept, frame, which is sometimes called your shape. This just means keeping your body tall and steady across all styles, but, and this is absolutely crucial, without stiffness. Creating this shape is vital. If you're dancing with a partner, your frame is literally your line of communication. It's exactly how you signal comfort and speed to each other. You want to be structured, sure, but relaxed enough to actually move smoothly. And when it comes to that movement, there's a golden rule for consistent timing. You want to step, settle, and shift your balance cleanly rather than stepping and popping through the movement. Beginners do this all the time. They rush, popping up and down like a jack-in-the-box as they step. Actually, scratch that. It's more like they're just falling into their next step. Instead, you purposefully step, let your weight settle into that foot, and cleanly shift your balance. Okay, moving on to Section 2, Smooth and Flowing Styles. It's time to introduce our first group of characters at this ballroom party. We're starting with the steady gliders. First up is the Foxtrot. Its core personality is smooth, progressive, and steady. It has this incredibly long, flowing character where you're essentially gliding across the room. Honestly, the Foxtrot is the absolute perfect first dance because it highly rewards a gentle rise and fall motion without throwing any abrupt turns at you. If you're just starting out, your only focus should be traveling in a straight line with evenly spaced steps. Now let's look at how the flowing Foxtrot compares to the Quickstep. The Quickstep takes that foundational smoothness of the Foxtrot, but it completely flips the energy in the room. Because the Quickstep is fast, bouncy, energetic, and totally upbeat. It feels so light and quick. But here is your warning. The real challenge with the Quickstep isn't actually the speed. It's staying coordinated and balanced while you're moving fast. So your beginner focus absolutely must be on speed control and staying connected. You pull this off by starting with really small steps and nailing that clean timing first. Rounding out our smooth gliders is the classic Viennese waltz. This one is all about flowing rotation with a very lively tempo. It has a much faster, continuous feel than most beginners expect. So what's the trick to not getting completely dizzy? It is consistent spacing between your steps. By locking in a stable posture and focusing on smooth turning, that fast rotation feels perfectly controlled instead of totally rushed. Let's shift gears a bit. Section 3, Rhythmic and Expressive Styles. We're leaving the flowing gliders behind and meeting some highly musical, grounded characters. First up in this group is the Rumba. It is slow, sensual, and incredibly rhythmic. Now let's clarify something super important for beginners. Before you even think about those exaggerated hip motions you see on TV, you need to prioritize accurate counts and crisp, clear weight transfers that actually match the music. Keep your hip action comfortable. Let it happen naturally. Next is the Samba, and man, this brings a totally different vibe. It's playful, rhythmic, percussive, and really driving. The Samba is unique because your torso actually stays pretty stable while your legs and hips are doing all this energetic, percussive work underneath you. Because of that, your focus has to be on compact movement and maintaining a consistent bounce without letting it throw off your balance. All right, Section 4, your first practice plan. This is where the rubber meets the road. We are taking all this theory and turning it into an actionable roadmap for your living room. And the best part? It only takes 20 to 30 minutes. Setting aside just this minimal chunk of time, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, is literally all you need to start seeing consistent progress and building up that muscle memory. It seriously saves you weeks of guesswork. So here is your exact blueprint for those 30 minutes. Step 1. Warm up for 3 to 5 minutes. Do your posture drills, get that frame nice and tall. Step 2. Choose just one dance for 10 to 15 minutes and just repeat the basic step pattern. Keep it simple. Step 3. Spend 5 to 8 minutes adding musicality. Count along and match those weight changes to the musical accents. And step 4. Cool down for 2 to 3 minutes, relax your shoulders, and just kind of review how it went. Now, your specific focus is going to change depending on your setup. If you're flying solo, you've got to count the rhythm out loud. Seriously, don't just do it in your head. And focus purely on your step patterns. If you've got a partner, prioritize your frame stability and communicating those smooth weight changes. And no matter what, always start at a slow practice tempo. Only speed up once those basic steps feel totally predictable. I want to drop in one final piece of expert advice from our source material here. Even with a stellar home practice routine, consider taking a beginner class, even if it's just once. Having an actual instructor right there in the room to physically correct your posture, tweak your timing, and dial in your partner connection, it's a total game changer. It locks in those fundamentals instantly. Well, we've covered the smooth gliders, the expressive rhythms, we laid down the house rules, and built your practice blueprint. So here's the real question. Which dance's core personality matches your own? Are you a steady glider or maybe a driving rhythm maker? Pick your favorite, take that first step, and start your 20-minute practice plan today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.